Oh, hello! Oh, wait! Shh, 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 shh. Shh. Be quiet! We're about to hear our favorite line.
Police!
Alright, that's all we need.
That's all I need.
Elise!
we always turn it up slightly. Like, it's really not that, like, screeching, but we always add to it.
I know how to save our world now. We don't have to change the past.
We just have to kill Elise.
Oh, are we in the future again now, for some reason? Oh yeah, we jumped through the thing, and for
We
some
skipped
reason...
the cutscene. They time traveled at the end of that cutscene.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? So why is it that Sonic doesn't time travel, but Silver does?
Oh, you get to do this bit. You get to do this fucking volcano level as
Isn't
Silver
this
now.
the final level?
Yes.
And I get to fight Iblis, the Flames of Disaster?
Yes.
Did you hear? Did you hear what he did?
No.
Me neither.
Moving on.
But I heard on his Patreon that he showed his tits.
I didn't know you had tits.
Well, there's a lot you don't know about Iblis, the Flames of Disaster. In my 10-part documentary, Shane Dawson style.
Here we go.
The mind of Iblis. Uh-oh.
Decisions were made, and
I'm regretting them, like playing this fucking game.
That's one of the best Seinfeld bits, by the way. Can I just say that right now?
What one?
George Costanza's voicemail
I can't
machine.
jump on those anymore.
What's it? George's voicemail?
What is that?
It's literally
I don't
just
remember.
the fucking... It's the theme song for the show that goes, believe it or not,
Yeah.
I'm walking on air. But George changes it to with his voicemail to, believe it or not, I'm out of the house. Please leave a message.
Yeah.
Sorry, believe it or not, I'm not at the phone. Please leave a message at the beep. I might be out, or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. And I just fucking love it.
That's like, I've heard some people shit on Seinfeld. Like, I think it's just really funny.
I honestly do find it genuinely funny. Just like I find Jerry Seinfeld himself.
Yeah.
I actually do find him funny. I think it's funny that I actually, like, I haven't watched much of his recent stand. I think I watched his most recent Netflix special.
Uh-huh.
It was kind
I'm
of
a
funny.
completionist.
But I think what's really funny to me about Jerry Seinfeld is that he is a rich asshole. He's a rich dick.
Yeah.
But he knows it. But he's not self-aware as in like, oh, fuck me, I'm a rich asshole. He just says it a lot. He
Yeah.
just makes a lot of references to how rich he is. And for some reason, I love it. Like, whenever I watch Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, anytime he talks about the fact that he's doing a show where he drives different cars all the time,
Yeah.
and like, he like, and like, he, oh, this is my house. Like, he's just like rich. Like, anytime he mentions how rich he is, it
Guy's
just
stuck now forever.
super passe like. Just so funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not an act. Like, the funny thing to me is that I don't see him as like a genuine asshole, as much as like he has the same stuff that we have. He's just famous, so he can't get away with it as much. Like one of the things people have given him shit for in the past is that like Kesha thing that happened that one time at like whatever award show, whatever. When like Kesha was like, "Oh my God, Jerry," and he was like, "Hey," and like,
Yeah.
like it was like I'd be the same fucking way with people, but I'm not famous, so I don't get I don't get shit for it.
True.
But people like get it on camera, and just because you're famous, you have to be super welcoming to other famous people and other people in general. And it's like, honestly, I don't give a shit for that. It's like I'd be the same way, just not famous.
Peter, I have a teacher. I have a question.
Sure.
What did I do? That? How am I supposed to reach?
There are springs.
You know when you're right, you're right.
Just find the springs. That's all you gotta do.
Be the leaf. The pot leaf. That is Silver's hair.
You probably could have gone to this platform. There's really no reason to go on that swing. I feel like the electricity effect doesn't work when they're lava creatures.
But you know. You know what just randomly popped into my head again?
What?
In the loud house, 10 girls, 1 boy. Holy shit.
Dude,
For some reason that popped in my head just now. I'm like, good times, man.
did they start that spin-off series yet?
No.
With the Spanish family?
No, they did not. And I think the Loud House is done, so. Question mark?
Oh wow, those platforms spawn in each other.
Yeah, I feel real happy for them in a relationship. Yeah, I think Loud House is donezo right now, or at least on hiatus, because the creator got fired, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think it was the same shit that happened with Clarence. The creator got a little too frisky for people's liking.
Ooh. Meanwhile, SpongeBob's creator died.
I know, I'm so upset about it.
Yeah.
Like, how do we lose SpongeBob's creator and Stan Lee,
Stan
like,
Lee.
in the same month?
It's so bad. Almost in the same week.
Yeah, honestly. Like, is my childhood just hell-bent on dying this year?
I knew it was gonna be a fucking heavy hit when Stanley died.
Oh, yeah, and it's still, like, I'm still not over it.
And we all knew it was coming because he was 95.
Yeah.
It's just like, he was just teetering.
Speaking of old celebrities, when's Betty White gone? She's older than Stan
You're-
Lee.
You, don't be the person that kills Betty White by mentioning it.
I've already done it. Juan called it last year.
Who, Betty White or Stanley?
Betty White. He's
How
like,
old
he's
is
not
she?
96,
Jesus.
right? Like, would you ever believe
And she still looks like she's old, but she's still like
She doesn't look 96.
the way that she acts, like
I like, if you told me that's, like, with the way that Stan Lee looked, that he was 95,
I believe
I'd
you.
believe it. I'd be like, he still looks good for 95.
the way that
but
the way that he moved and talked, you could get that he's that age. Betty White has more of like a 70, 80 energy than she is as 90.
You want to know what, like, made me feel really good, though?
What?
Stan Lee's final message to his fans
Oh,
that
yeah.
they showed, where he's like, it's like, this whole culture of fans is such a wonderful thing. Like, there are two people that care so much for each other that have never met and live on two different parts of the earth, and I think that's just fantastic. And I'm like, he's like my grandpa.
It's so nice. I saw an article about like Kevin Feige's last meeting with Stan Lee, and I didn't look into it because it just like it's weird to me because like he's overseen every Marvel movie, Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Like, and like no one else has had that entire connection.
Yeah.
He's gone through the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Raimi films, the Amazing Spider-Man films.
He was in all those, like,
Well,
the
exactly,
cameos, dude.
Cameo. So like he's existed in every Marvel movie, and like
Like, not even just the Marvel universe, like, cinematic universe.
Exactly.
Like, all of them.
and it's just like
Dude,
that is
Mallrats.
something no one else can relate to.
That was another thing that was kind of weird to hear. Now, I told you before that I watched Toxic Avenger 4.
Right.
Stan Lee does the narration for that movie.
Really.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, his cameo. He had a cameo in fucking Teen Titans Go.
Yeah! Like, what?
Like, I do love.
Get out of here!
I
Wrong
do-
company, Stan Lee!
Dude, I do love hearing Robin go, get out of here! Not now, Stan Lee!
Yeah.
It was just like,
So I've been watching a lot more stuff about comic books recently, and honestly, I have to say my favorite comic book channel right now is NerdSync. Like, I really recommend them because, like, you know, like, if you want to hear about comic book stories, that's where you go to, like, Comic Historian, who just, like, tells the full story in, like, a nutshell,
Right.
just so that you can kind of, like, catch up with lore and shit. But what NerdSync does that I think is really interesting is he actually goes into, like, the behind-the-scenes shit. Like, what inspired what story, why some things were the way they are. Like, one of the more interesting things was he did a video about the story arc that Spider-Man 2 dipped into, where Peter starts getting stressed, balancing real life and superhero life, and then just gives up being Spider-Man. What that was actually based on was Stan Lee questioning if he wanted to do comics.
Mm.
And then ultimately deciding that he still wanted to do comics.
Can we talk about the real MVP of Spider-Man 2 here? Peter's doctor
Yeah.
that just went along with everything.
Yeah.
He's not a therapist.
Nope.
He's just your normal doctor for checkups and stuff. And he was just like, well, what I think. And I'm just like, it was such a weird moment in the middle of the movie. It was just like, we've only just met you as a character, and I never want you to go away.
Yeah. That's how I feel about Bruce Campbell whenever he's on screen.
I'm just like, I feel so close to this. Like, I'm so sad that his doctor wasn't in Spider-Man 3. I kind of wish he replaced Kirk Connors. Because Kirk Connors in those movies was like, eh?
Yeah. Were they, like, trying to build up Lizard?
Yep. Yes, absolutely. And the worst part was, he wasn't even going to be in 4.
Yeah.
Because it was going to be Mysterio and Vulture.
Interesting.
Which is why it's really cool that they're doing Mysterio in the new Spider-Man movie.
Are they?
Yeah, and it's going to be Jake Gyllenhaal.
Interesting. Because I was about to say, like, we still haven't seen Mysterio in the movie, and I'm kind of upset about that, because he's so cool.
Here's the thing, because of the Sony Marvel deal that's going on, they only have the ability to really use certain villains.
Yeah.
Green Goblin, not one of them.
Yeah. Venom, not one of them.
So, well, the other thing too is that because of how things are going, there's a hard possibility of things working out in the favor of the MCU there.
Yeah. I just want Venom to be given justice, man. Like, I didn't see the movie. I'm not going to reserve any judgment right now.
Right.
I've heard both sides.
Yeah. I've heard that it's entertaining, but it's lackluster because of the obvious reasons that it's just not connected to anything.
Yeah.
And that
it's not Spider-Man.
Yeah, it in and of itself is trying to create a universe. But the funny thing about that is that Kraven movie is supposed to be in the universe, and they said that Kraven's going to be fighting Spider-Man at some point in the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good. First
Kraven's cool.
Yeah, Kraven's cool because he hunts Spider-Man. Like, that's some of his best stories, is when he's really going after Spider-Man. I think they're trying to do, like, The Last Hunt or whatever. Or they're trying to at least lead to it, if not do it in the movie. So, like, and you can't do that without Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if they don't get Spider-Man, I'm going to be more pissed at Sony than ever, because I'm like, dickhead, just get the fuck, like, just let it be. I don't see how it's less money for Sony. Like, yeah, you're sharing it with Disney, but the movie in general will make more money.
That and, like, what's the big deal? Like, just give it to Marvel.
That's my other big issue that happened with the Netflix shows between and MCU, is that, like, just because the CEO of the Netflix Marvel shows and Kevin Feige, CEO of the MCU overall, were both butting heads, essentially, they didn't really mix them. They reference the MCU in the Marvel shows on Netflix. They don't do anything to collaborate. And that bothers me so much. Because I feel like, yeah, it gets dark in the Netflix shows, and it's not as dark in the movies, but I would love to see Charlie Cox's Daredevil in, like, can you imagine how much cooler Civil War would have been if it's, like, fucking Devil of Hell's Kitchen? Is amazing. Because, like, that's the other big thing, is that, like, you're going to talk about Civil War, and you're not going to mention the fucking Devil of Hell's Kitchen running around doing shit his fucking way, and everyone's complaining so much about it in Hell's Kitchen, but you're not going to have to get him for the Sokovia Accords. I get it, he's not a major superpower here, but in the comics, every fucking hero was under that act, whether they were major or not. Like, Daredevil's just a fucking blind guy that's really good with fucking karate, but he was part of the fucking hero act that caused Civil War. Like, it just like it bothers me. I'm just like I feel like every hero like I feel like it was that's why I'm hoping that the reason why they're canceling all the shows on Netflix for Marvel is because they're doing the Disney streaming service.
Yeah.
And they'll just move
That's
them
something
there.
I'm starting to get fucking sick of too. Is all these goddamn streaming services.
And here's my thing. I'm gonna because first of all, Disney's also announced that like they're gonna do a Loki series on there and a Scarlet Witch series on their streaming service, and I'm like, with the actual with Tom Hiddleston and because that's the thing too is that if Disney has a streaming service, they can put their fucking money behind it instead of Netflix, you know?
Yeah.
And so like they can get all the fucking actors, which really fucking annoys me because that just means they don't give enough of a shit about Netflix to try to put the money in and get the actors in on it. I mean, fucking The Witcher series on Netflix is gonna have Henry Cavill, who at this point is big enough because he's fucking Superman.
Not anymore.
Well, actually, that has not been fully confirmed because he said that those reports were like really outlandish because like he said like he referenced the concept of it, but he's not fully been like I'm done with Superman.
Didn't what's his face stop being Captain America?
Chris Evans?
Yeah.
Yeah, well that was the whole thing because that was confirmed a while ago because his contract was up and there was nothing confirming he re-signed it, and you know Avengers 4 was coming up and he stated that was going to be the end of his arc, and the end of his Captain America, because he was going to be done at Infinity War, but then he read what the Russo brothers had planned, and he was like, I'll do Avengers 4. And I was like, that's what I fucking like about the MCU actors. Like they all care about the stories.
Completionist.
They all care about the fucking stories that are being told. So they'll do what they have to. Like that's one thing about that I'm saying about Robert Downey Jr. Like me and my brother are assuming he's gonna be done with Iron Man after 4, but he's probably still gonna be there. It's like a mentor character, mainly for Peter Parker.
A lot of interesting shit.
But hopefully, here's the thing. My thing with Disney streaming service, I will spend my money on it if they deliver all of their movies, and not just the shitty sequels that are only on Netflix for whatever reason. Why they won't put Brave Little Toaster 1 or Goofy Movie, but they'll have Extremely Goofy Movie and Brave Little Toaster Goes on Mars.
Disney?
Yes, it is.
No, I thought it wasn't. I thought it was Don Bluth.
I think it was Don Bluth worked with Disney for a bit.
True.
It was Disney.
I thought it was when Don Bluth like separated from Disney and I think worked for like Fox or some shit.
May have been around the time, like close to it, but it was definitely Disney.
Yeah, like how like Land Before Time is.
I know it's Disney because it is outlandishly dark for Disney, being that whole fucking Worthless song at the end.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh God, oh sweet Jesus, speak it still.
Wait, hold the fucking phone.
Yeah.
How did I get an S rank on Magma Core, or whatever the fuck this stage is called?
This game's an abysmal mess.
Alright, we'll see you guys next time for the finale of Silver Story.
Yay!
Goodbye.
Bye bye.